Okay, welcome here to my first trying to fix video, and we have got a battery bank here. It's a Mozon, which I think is Korean. This thing, I don't know if you can see it. Battery bank, it's one of these ones here that just plugs in to the base of your phone and gives you juice. And I'm pretty sure the USB port is damaged. I don't know if you can see it, but it's dented here and it does not work. So I'm going to attempt to take it apart and see if I can actually replace this port. I've never tried to take one of these apart before, and as you can see, there are no screws exposed or anything. So I'm hoping that this thing snaps apart somewhat easy, and we'll see if I can get this port replaced. Step one, I don't actually know how this comes apart. I'm hoping that I can figure it out. So far, not so good. Okay. Then get in over here. Oh, there we go. That bent a little. Okay. I'm really thinking this thing's gonna take on damage. Got this, which might, a little magnifying glass here, which might help me see some things. Oh man, I'm chewing that up. Okay, here we go. But I did make a little headway here. I just don't want to make headway into my hand. Is this thing glued together? Let's check this back side here. Oh, wait. Does this end come off? That would be convenient. It looks like there's a little tab in there. Can we focus? Come on. See that there's like a little, you can almost see it. These are tricky. That is plastic, right? Let's see if this works. Actually, Get that in there. Maybe I could get... under here again. Come on. Oh, that's broken plastic. It doesn't surprise me at all. So I don't... this does not want to come out. Come on. There we go. There we go. Progress. And more broken plastic. There were clips, but they did not want to come out. Might be able to get that back on another time. Oh, and there were clips in the bottom, but just that plastic just broke. Okay, well, we'll deal with that later. We might even be able to get a new housing for this. Oh, that's just... You see, that's just loose. It makes sense. It's only power. We don't need any data. So we got just 2 wires. And goes to this. So if I could maybe get this port replaced. Can I get... Oh. Well, that just came right out. And we've got the insides there. And they do have new ports here, but they're already on the end of a circuit board. But let me see here. Let me show you what I have. So I have these. And so they've already got that circuit board on the end. I wonder if it's not the same circuit board as it's in that plastic. Hopefully this whole piece would come apart, or I could somehow replace it. Actually, let me take a look at this under the magnifying glass. Oops. I don't know if you guys can see this at the same time as me. I'm trying to see if there's a seam in this plastic. I don't think there is. Okay. This is never going to be exactly the same as it was. Because I can't replace this plastic. I think I could put this new end on. Like, clearly I've got a positive and a negative lead on here. I need to check which one of these leads is for the positive and negative. Oh wait, that might be labeled here. Yeah. Oh, that's small. Looks to me like that says CO plus or CD plus. And then I can't tell. It looks like a D and a V. This has ground and 5 volts listed. May need to do some checking on this piece to see exactly where I need to solder to. But let's just see if I can get it working by soldering this port on, and then I'll worry about the fact that I can't get it into the housing. So I do need to desolder this. So let's get that going. Warm up my soldering iron here. I wonder if I could 3D print the housing for this that would be similar. So that would be an option. Because one thing I could do is open this up, because I can't, this is useless anyway. So I could cut the plastic off of here, see what the board looks like inside that. That might be an option. Oh my God, pieces of broken plastic everywhere. Soldering iron is up to temp. Oh, that was easy. Okay. All right, I'm just going to turn that off. Basically, one far side should be ground and the other far side should be voltage. Trying to do this without injuring myself. Yeah, that was like molded into the plastic. I don't know if you can see, but like that connector was like one with this plastic. This is getting me nowhere. Yeah, useless, garbage. All right, we're going to solder that on. Okay, I have this wired up and I've got it plugged in my bench power supply. 5 volts, just a half amp. Well, let's see what happens. Let's turn it on. Here's power. Hey, look at that. Charge lights. That's drawing 0.3 amps. Let's turn it off and give it a little bit more. So now it's got 1 amp. Still only drawing 0.3, but it might be that this thing's almost full. That means that it's working. So now at this point, I'll try plugging it in the battery bank and see what happens. I need to redo this solder. I've got too much exposed wire there, so I need to fix that joint. Then I'm going to resolder it to the points there. Then I'm going to see if this enclosure is ruined. I think it is, but I might be able to use it partially, possibly, and because the lower clips I think are working, and the top ones are broken. But basically, I might try to glue it in and then 3D print a replacement USB, like something to hold this end coming out the top, is kind of what I'm thinking. So then it still kind of works like how it was before. Can I set this so that you can see it and me? That is my big question here. I'm gonna try. Let's start by seeing if we can desolder this red. There we go. That was easy. And shorten the wire. If you hear anything in the background, that's the 3D printer going. I don't know if you can hear that. So let's get this cut. So I've made those wires much shorter. See if I can actually hold this in place. And this, so I find this so awkward. The heat of the wire is shrinking the tubing. I need more practice with this. There we go. I think that's good. I think that's good. Of course, my teeth of this chewed up that wire. Well, let's see how it goes. I'm going to try to just hold it with my hands. Okay. This is tricky business to film and do this at once. Okay. Get a little bit more. There we go, like so. And then get the wire on there. Come on. Oh, there we go. Ah, this is really annoying. Okay. Maybe if I do that, I'm going to go with a little bit of flux on the wire here. All right, let's try this again. And it won't hold still. Ah, really struggling here. I think I got it. Okay. There we go. That's ground. Now I'm going to go and do the 5-volt one next. Oh, focus. We're working on this, people. We're working on this. Oh, I think I can't tell. I think I need that further in. Like so. Like that. Okay. So I can plug it into a battery bank. We'll plug you into the adapter like so. So it's USB-C to micro because this is a micro and it goes like this. So if this lights up, we're golden. No. Well, let's check the multimeter and see if I can get any reading. In theory, am I getting any? No. What about these are also? Oh, I am getting 3.3 volts from those. Okay. What are these supposed to be at? Okay, I think this battery's dead. Let me see if I can give it some juice. Got a cable here that will work. Here we go. So I've got juice in this battery. So I'm going to attempt to plug that into the USB-C port here, which I believe charges it. I feel like those should light up. Is there something else that's damaged on here? Okay. Can I read additional 3.279? Exactly the same. I don't think it's going up. Certainly there wouldn't be anything about it being in the case. The case is too simple to have affected it. Well, I'm just going to take a look at this through the microscope. Hopefully you guys can still somewhat see. I'm in microscope, you know what I mean, magnifier here. Like, did this port get damaged? Because I think this thing was dropped. So it's possible that something else is wrong. Nothing feels warm. This definitely should be charging. Here, let me test my charger here, actually. Okay, let me unplug you. Like, is that working? Let me charge my phone. I'm not getting anything out of that battery. Ah, okay, wait. Maybe this thing is not working. Maybe it doesn't like this USB to USB-C cable for some reason. Let me try let me just plug it into an outlet. Okay, right now I'm gonna check that cable really fast. Okay, so that's now working. Okay, this cable for whatever reason doesn't work with that battery bank. I think because it's an older battery bank and this is USB to USB-C. I don't know, it didn't work. Ah, there we go. So now we've got the light. We are now charging. Do I see this going up now? Can I do it live while it's... Oh yeah. So now that's 3.45 already from 3.3. So the battery is going up. Now, do I get live charging out of this at the same time that it's charging? Let's see. Well, here, actually, do I get now? I can check here and here. That is 4.4. It's a bit low. Shouldn't that be 5 volts? So 4.4 is pretty weak. Let's see here if this thing is now taking a charge. There we go. That's actually working. Okay, so I'm going to let this thing charge up. Besides, I need to figure out what I'm going to do about this case. Like I say, I want to figure out an enclosure for the end of this that fits into here. Like I say, I think I could 3D print something, then have a fully functional unit again. That's the idea. So we'll let this charge. I'll stop rambling and we'll come back. Okay, so this is completely wrong. Well, the top part I have will totally work. That is fine. But this does not fit in the housing. I mean, we're not even close to being in the correct realm for that. I was going to show a little bit of the 3D modeling here, but this section that I recorded, basically everything I did here was so completely wrong and not even close to what I ended up finally using that I'm not going to show this. So instead, I'll switch over. Maybe I'll show a little bit of what I ended up with, but I didn't record any footage of me actually doing the design. But I did it in Fusion 360, and it did end up working, but it required many
many revisions and many print attempts. I had some original failures that were due. This is such a small part, and I tried to print it in PLA, and it turned out the PLA just wasn't strong enough. It was breaking. So then I switched and printed it in ABS and had much better success and got a stronger part that I was able to use in the final product, which we will get to shortly.
Okay, so we're ready to finalize everything. I do have the final 3D print success. Trying to show this design. So this is the final design. I need to clean up the tip a little bit. Right, the piece that sticks out, I need to clean up. I'm going to do that in a second. That's kind of the final design that is going to go in here, like so, and take the place of this piece that went before it. Okay, so this is one I chewed it up trying to figure out how it worked, but basically this is the replacement, and I was having trouble getting it to work. I went through quite a few editions, including some that have fallen apart. So these are all out of PLA here. This was one of my first ones that just tested the size of this to fit into that hole. And then I worked on getting it. These are a couple of those attempts. And then I was working on what I could fit into here and realized I was making this too big. That doesn't fit inside the battery bank. That was that problem. Though this part still fits in. So those were a couple of those designs. And then with this final design, I had to redesign the inside to allow for all of this stuff to the wires and the end to fit in while coming out far enough on the top. And anyway, the key to these not failing was I switched to ABS plastic, and the ABS held together, and I was able to print this really fine, thin walls, as you can see from my finger, like how thin those walls are. It's not a perfect close, but I might call it before I ruin it further. Come on, focus. There we go. So you can see there is still a bit of a gap, but I think that's about as good as it's going to get right now. Now we got to make sure this all goes back together correct. So this front side has to go into here where this hole is, right? So this whole thing is going to go in like this. So now we've got this charge port exposed. Okay. Then this has to go through here and get mounted. So I think that actually needs to happen first, because it's really tricky to get that in there, especially with all these wires attached. I may actually have a problem. I may have to redesign this. I might not have enough room for these wires. You know, I tested it with this blank one. It's part of the way, but it's not through enough. We got to go deeper than that. That's where I had to keep adjusting the 3D print, was for this depth. and it's hard to hold and push this in, and of course I don't want to damage anything. Come on, push. Oh, that's close. I've got another USB cable that I'm using as a comparison for the distance. Yeah, that's not far enough. Oh, like another millimeter or half a millimeter is what it's got to be pushed through. But I don't think it's my solder joints. It's just really tight. Let me just try a different tool. When in doubt, try a different tool. Come on, go. Go. Oh, that's it. Okay, before I close it up, I should test it here. Did I break anything? Let's see. Let me try it upside down. There we go. Charging slowly, it says. I don't know if you can see that. So now let's see if we can get this thing installed. So, like I said, goes like this. Then we got to have these wires not in the way. I just realized on here they were coming off the side. That may be required. Everything's so tight in here. I was hoping that I could get this in. Oh, there we go. Yeah, no problem. Okay, so now let's see if we can snap this on. I know a bunch of the clips are broken, but I was thinking, see how it goes, and then I'll add some glue to snap it fully into place. Okay, something's blocking it, but I can't tell what. It might be these wires. Oh yeah, and then this clip is now clipped in. There was a working clip on the bottom, so now it's actually clipped in. I was hoping that wouldn't be the case. Let me see. Can I just move these wires? Oh, come on, let go of the clip. There we go. Did we just damage it further? Probably. Okay. Yeah, this wire needs to not run that way because I had one going that way. What if we went like that with the black? You see that? So I'm gonna push the black ones down in here this way. And then if the red one could follow past here. I had like one functional clip down here that just broke. I was afraid of that. I'm going to try to keep it intact. Oh yeah. I feel like it's for sure those. Is it those wires or is it my 3D print that's keeping it from closing? Or a little of both. I think it might be. Oh, that might have been a wire issue. Tuck you down in there. Oh, we're so close. Oh, so close. There might be a small issue with the shape and size of the 3D print. Oh, that's close. Like it's functional, I think. I'm wondering if it's partly the 3D print is a little too big and sticking out a little bit where it needs to go. So I'm trying to decide, do I continue to damage these clips and open it one more time? Oh yeah, that seemed fine. I think that those notches I was making need to go all the way on the other side. I don't know, it seems fine. Maybe it is the wire. Yeah, my wires got flipped. Or I bet you I could have shoved that through. My wires are on the wrong side. I could rotate this and that might solve it. So let's pop this back out. How are we looking for distance? Good. Okay, we're back in. Let's solder that in. Oh my God, I'm not ready to solder. I was hoping not have to solder here. This is like ancient solder, but it should be fine. I believe this is all the way from Colombia. Solder, okay. This really is awkward. Okay, I really could use some helping hands. Maybe if I use this, which has more strength. Yeah, let's see if we can get that to work. Oh my God, I'm like messing with this too much. And then like this. There, like that. Now let's do another test. It still works. Didn't break it. Okay, now those wires are right in the right spot. So let's see if that solved it. Flip's sake here. Okay. Now that goes there. Now this wire is, now it's out of the way. So now this goes like this, and hopefully that will make it close correctly. Okay, and I also slightly adjusted this notch, so I'm hoping it also closes better there. And again, my plan was to reinforce this clips with some glue. Okay, so it is the clip, it is all that. It is in fact, I think that this needs a notch out of it. I might have to call this, clean this up a little bit so it just looks a little better. Kind of like got a little dinged up. What I'm thinking is to drop a little super glue along here to just help keep this closed and call it day. It's nice and tight. Like this doesn't move around, so that's good. I don't think it comes out perfectly straight anymore. Like it's a little bit crooked, but it goes like this. So here's the label. So you would normally plug it in like this, and it's totally working. Like, so that's something. And I can just use my phone and leave it plugged in, which is kind of the idea behind it. Okay, let's see if these rubber bands are too old. No, seem to be working okay. Just have to make sure nice and tight, and that I don't get glue. I don't glue the rubber bands to the actual case. And then that will help hold it closed. And then a little double glue. Then maybe move them and do it again. I think it kind of like, that seems to be holding it together really good. Let's now look. Come on. That seems nice and tight, right? So now I'll drop a little super glue in there and see what we can do. And I'm going to use this applicator that gives you finer control. All right. So then I should be able to drop some in some good spots, but not on the rubber band, but down in the cracks there. There we go. That's good. What the heck I'm doing? Like so. And let's wipe the excess off there to make it even uglier. This is not going to be as pretty as it once was. Okay, and I think maybe some here too. Oops, see, that's what I want. Oh, jeez. That's what I need is super glue everywhere. And wipe up the excess. Okay, I think that's good. I'm gonna let that dry. Okay, I think this is gonna work. I've already taken one rubber band off. A little bit of the glue did get on the one rubber band. Oh, but not that one. And I've added a little bit more glue. I think I'm going to add one more dollop where that rubber band was, and then we're going to let that dry. I didn't have my mic on properly for a few of these last minutes. This is done. I cleaned it up a little bit. It's working. I'm about to do a test of the charge port. Test this, see if this works here. And it's charging. So you can see here. Come here. It was almost fully charged, but it's taking a charge. Perfect. And unplug that. And then plug in the phone. Boom. Charging slowly. I mean, it's a slow charge, but it is a charge. So now you can use your phone. A little extension on the bottom. That's it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.